Hi, Karen Curry Parker here with your weekly Human Design Evolution Report. We've been working with a lot of intensity, a lot of fire. In fact, I've had a lot of people say to me this week, I'm on fire. And part of why you're on fire this week is because the gate 30 has been transiting in the sun, and this gate is called the clinging fire in traditional I Ching. So it's an energy that gives us a lot of intensity and, starts to make us feel all of our parts and like we're really alive and vibrant. And that's certainly a big change, I think, from some of the sleepier energies that we've had throughout the beginning of the year. We have a sleepy cycle at the beginning of every year because it's wintertime energy. It's the time when the seed and the soil is sort of incubating and getting ready. And now as we kind of move towards the spring, the celestial energies begin to mirror that, or vice versa, depending on how you want to look at it. So we're really starting to enter into very preliminary energies of spring. If you live up in Minnesota where I do, or if you're on the East Coast, don't get too excited. We still have a little bit to go before the flowers start to bust through the soil and spring actually gets here. But certainly we can have a springtime of the soul, and certainly we're entering into the springtime of our creative cycles. And that springtime energy is all about laying the seeds. When you plant a seed, you plant the seed with the full expectation that it's going to blossom and it's going to grow. And that's very much metaphorically kind of the energies that we're playing with in the next, starting on Friday and for the next week or so. We've been doing all this intensity. We've had all this energy for movement. What we see in the celestial cycles is that there's always this burst of energy, these 2 steps forward, and then always this kind of 1 step back. Remember that 2 steps forward, 1 step back is still 1 step forward. So there's progress, but there's always this surge in growth and evolution and expansion, surge in energy that's always followed up with a little bit of an energy that's about going inside and tweaking and realigning and making sure that you're very much in sync with who you are, what your vision is, what your dream is, and making sure that in this particular case, particularly with all the energy this year, making sure that your mindset is nicely lined up with what you're wanting to create. Friday, we move into the 55, which is that little bit of a step back energy. Here's the thing. You want to have that step back because we've been dealing with action energy. We've been dealing with doing energy. We are so deeply imprinted in the power and the importance of doing that we sometimes forget that the most amount of work that gets done when we align with our understanding that the true source of everything abundant in our life is not our physical sheer force and will, but instead our awareness of spirit as our source. So, just as we kind of get a little bit into the action, a little bit into the fray, Spirit comes along in the gate 55 and says, hold up. You are designed to be abundant because you exist. You are designed to be abundant to the degree to which you trust that you will be fully supported by being who you are, not by what you do. So we are being gently pulled back a little bit from this potential to go wildly into super hyper action mode, and to pull back and realign, to tweak just a little bit, to make sure that we are understanding that true magic, true grace, true serendipity, true abundance unfolds when we remember that we are abundant in alignment with our awareness of source, and that there's nothing you have to do to be abundant. It's about who you be. So this is a great time in the next week to check in with yourself and say, how much do I trust the universe? How much am I aligned with and conscious of spirit as source? How much am I willing to let go and have faith that even if I don't know how to get from point A to point B, the steps and the road will be revealed to me step by step by step, and I don't need to freak out, panic, exert, immense amounts of will. I don't need to throw a bunch of spaghetti, metaphorically. I don't need to take a bunch of crazy actions just to make sure that something keeps popping, something keeps happening. What I need to do is sit here, align, meditate, visualize, think about what a leap of faith would really look like. Make sure that your heart, your energy, your emotions, your mindset are all in the right place to continue on that trajectory of growth and expansion that you're on. So this week, is a little bit of a stillness. Don't worry, we're not sticking here. It's just a little bit of a stopping point for you to catch your breath before you keep moving into that energy of springtime, of putting seeds in the soil, of taking leaps of faith, of doing what we need to do, of being where we need to be with our consciousness, with our hearts, our minds, our souls, our spirits, our bodies, to continue to unfold our destinies in the perfect way possible. So, have a great week. Make sure you spend a little bit of time this week, somewhere ensconced on a meditation pillow or out in nature or wherever you need to be, to take that deep breath and remember the truth of who you are. I'll talk to you next week.